Here are all of my ingredients. I have 2 huge things of chicken broth. These are 32 ounces. These are just reduced sodium Meyer brand. I have some celery I'm going to cut up. I have some onions I'm going to cut up. I have these baby carrots. I'm going to cut these up too. They didn't have any good looking like big carrot sticks. I've got the bone-in chicken thighs. I'm just going to throw everything in the crock pot. I have some wide egg noodles. I would have liked extra wide, but it's okay. Those will go in later. Crock pot's ready to go. I've got my spices, salt, pepper. I have some rosemary, some garlic, and some parsley. I am also going off of how my grandma used to make hers. She used to do hers on a big stock pot. She used to do a whole chicken. She would pour in half the broth, salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. I have got everything except the onion in here. I'm gonna let this cook for a little bit longer, or a little bit at first. I'm gonna cut my veggies. I've got it started. I have it on high, and then we will go from there. And I put a little bit of olive oil at the bottom before I put the chicken in. Just, I don't know, extra flavor. Don't know if it was needed, but it'll be fine. I have everything in. I have all the ingredients, the celery, the onion. I only did 1 onion. I think that'll be enough. And then I've got, I added some onion powder and some celery salt as well. And I am just gonna let this go. It smells really good already though. And I added the other carton of chicken broth too. The chicken is cooked. I just need to get the skin off and shred it all up and put it back in here and keep cooking it. It smells really delicious, but the veggies are nowhere near where I want them to be. This is where we are. It is 5:45. I have shredded the chicken. I've added a lot more seasoning because I didn't add nearly enough. I also added the egg noodles. They need to cook more. But I do plan on freezing a lot of this and eating on it. And I just really wanted some homemade soup. Soup is all done and in containers. Here are the ingredients for today's crockpot meal. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and start this, I think. I'm gonna cook it on high at first and then probably turn it on low the last couple hours. We are doing a pot roast. We've got the boneless chuck roast here, and it looks really good. Seth actually picked this one out. These were on sale, a little bit off, $7 off this week, but we think, you know, we might as well do it. It's going to be chillier the next few days, and I'm going to get this and eat on this week. Maybe freeze some of it, I don't know. Make sure I save the drippings for it this time because I want to make some beef soup later on in the week. So we got that. I am using the French onion soup mix. This is what we used last time. It is delicious. Last time Seth used salt, pepper, rosemary, butter, and thyme. We don't have any thyme and I forgot to get some, so that's okay. I am also going to add a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder to it. We're going to use a little bit of beef broth, not too much. We have some carrots, some potatoes that need cleaned up a little bit, but they'll be fine, and some onions. And we are going to get cooking, and yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when, you know, through the day and when it's done for dinner later. We're gonna let this cook. I changed my mind. I'm gonna cook it on high for a few hours and then turn it down to low. But I'm gonna get the meat primarily cooked. I did add the carrots because I know those take a lot longer to soften. And then we'll add the potatoes and onions here in a couple hours. Here we are. This is gonna, yes, we are 3 hours in. We have our onions that we're going to add in, and we're just gonna plop them all over. This was Daddy's request. He's like, hey, when it's like, you know, not quite there, but getting there, throw the onions and potatoes in, because the potatoes mushed last time. So we're gonna do that. And oh yeah, it was on high for 3 hours and I've just turned it down to low. I'm gonna cook it for about 3 more hours and we will eat when Daddy gets home. We'll have an early dinner tonight, but it's starting to come apart. It smells so good. Here are the potatoes. I did have to trim quite a bit off. These we probably had these going on 2 weeks, but they still look amazing. So we are going to get them put into the crock pot. There we go. It smells so good in here, you guys. I just come in here, I had to pull the potatoes out because they are, yeah, they're done. They've only been in there for an hour. And I turned it on low. Let's taste it. But the carrots still need cooked, but it's definitely starting to shred up a little bit. And it's 2 o'clock. It smells so good. I cannot wait to eat. You guys, this pot roast was so delicious. I'm on a pot roast kick right now. Here's everything that I'm going to use for the vegetable soup. I have 2 16-ounce bags of mixed vegetables. I might only use 1, don't know. I have some beef broth that I used for the other day, as well as leftover drippings from the pot roast that I made, which is gone now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape the fat off, I believe, and we'll have those drippings to use. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, and onion. Tomato soup, because I don't have juice, but it should be fine. Worcestershire sauce. I need to look at the recipe again. I may or may not use the tomato soup. It'll be fine. I don't have tomatoes, and I'm not going to add potatoes. 1, because I don't have any, and 2, I want to make this kind of lower carb. In the crock pot, we've got the mixed vegetables, Worcestershire sauce, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. We are getting ready to put in. I scraped all of the fat and most of the fat off of this pot roast juice, guys. Oh God, I'm so excited. I hope this soup turns out. I'm still undecided about the tomato soup, but I think it'll be fine. We will see. Either way, I'm sure it's gonna be yummy. We are cutting the steak. We cut the first one up. There is a lot of fat, but you know, I should honestly put it in the crock pot and get those flavors out, but I'm not worried about it. And also, a lot of the recipes I looked up call for ground beef. I am using steak because it was super sale. I think each of these steaks, it says like they're literally just scraps, was less than $3, but I got a good amount of meat. It was marked down into the day meat. If I recall, they were normally $10 around, yeah, they were both $10 in different amounts of change, and I got them for $2 and some change. So I'm gonna eat this piece because it looks delicious. All right, the meat is all cut up. I really feel like it's missing potatoes, but we just don't have any, and it will be fine. And I'm gonna let this cook on high and then prep it up. Yeah, there's a lot of meat in there. It just all sunk to the bottom. Just taste the soup, and it definitely needs more seasoning. So I added some oregano, some basil, and some rosemary in. It's pretty good. It needed something. So we're gonna stir this up and let this cook some more. I still have it on high, trying to get those onions to do their thing. But I will taste this here in another hour or so once those spices blend, and I added more pepper too. There isn't much corn in here at all, so I think I'm gonna add a can of corn the last hour or so, and then I'm gonna add the potatoes the last half hour. I'm gonna go ahead and add potatoes to it. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna add the corn. All right, I unplugged this before we left for conference, but the soup is done. I decided not to add the potato. It will be fine. It looks incredible, and it tastes really good. Now I need to let this cool before I get it stored away. All right, soup is cooled off. I've got this little bowl that I'm gonna put in the refrigerator. I'm gonna have this for my lunch. These two are going to be put into Ziploc baggies to put into the refrigerator, or into the freezer tomorrow. I'm going to put them in the fridge tonight, and then we will put them in the deep freeze tomorrow for some little soup prep. All right, so Daddy is in charge of dinner tonight, and we got some spare ribs from the grocery store that were on sale. So we're gonna do like pulled pork style ribs tonight. We're not gonna cook them in barbecue sauce or anything. We just have seasoned salt, salt and pepper, and a little bit of apple juice in. All right, here is the ribs. Seth has deboned and degristled. And we're gonna get plates ready. All right, this is what my dinner looks like tonight for the pulled pork, well, the pork ribs that we cooked in the crock pot. Seth got them off of the bone, got the fat and gristle and everything off, and we made sandwiches and things. And we have a lot of leftovers.